Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Running Our Race. Today's episode is titled More Than Conquerors. Now, with this episode, I think a lot of us, if we've been running our race for a while, we know this verse. It's Romans 8:37, and it says, "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory verse. God loves us, and because of Christ, because of everything that God has done for us, we are more than conquerors. We are able to do probably a lot more than we believe ourselves to be capable of. And this is one of those verses that inspires us. Well, it's supposed to inspire us. I don't know if it inspires everyone, but hopefully it does. Hopefully it inspires you, and hopefully you are inspired to keep running your race, and you believe in yourself, and you say, man, I'm more than a conqueror. And when you face tough battles or tough obstacles, you get up and you remind yourself that you are more than a conqueror. That's really what this verse is all about. And I was trying to find out, what does it mean to be more than a conqueror? Not just reading a verse and telling it to y'all and reminding y'all of this verse, but actually getting into the Bible and trying to find what it means. I tried to look into the root, and I kind of kept going back in a loop where I just kept finding a bunch of things about overcoming. And I know that that's probably one of the, I guess, synonyms we could say of a conqueror. But I really wanted something more about conquering. And I'm going to end off with the verse that I found. But I have another verse from 1 Corinthians 9:24. And I'm going to read all the way to 27. I've read it before, part of it. But I felt like it was a good reminder for this episode. And it says, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one receives the prize? So run that you may obtain it. Every athlete exercises self-control in all things. They do it to receive a perishable wreath, but we an imperishable. So I do not run aimlessly. I do not box as one beating the air, but I discipline my body and keep it under control, lest after preaching to others, I myself should be disqualified." Obviously, this has a lot to do with running our race. It has a lot to do with running it correctly. And I think one of the biggest takeaways from this verse is self-control. It's being able to control yourself and say to yourself, hey, you know what? Maybe there's this sin, maybe there's this thing that has been calling my name, but I choose to say no because this could mess up my race. This obstacle can dishearten me, and maybe I want to do that thing, maybe a bad habit as well. The price of giving up is not worth it. But also, God already paid a price for us with his son. Christ paid the price for us. He made sure that we're debt free to sin. Maybe everything is permissible to us. I've said this before, but that doesn't mean we should do it. We can be disqualified. And that's just, it's disheartening, but it's also a reminder, and it's a wake up call to a lot of people. I had never came across this verse before, but when I saw it in a preaching the other day, man, I was especially more in the full context, and especially seeing it again, I think it really just hit me and really stuck in my brain, especially because I've been doing a separate study on Daniel. He had that mentality of a conqueror of, I don't need these things from Babylon, but you know what, I'm decided, and I'm gonna not be stuck in the ways of other people and do what other people say I should do. And as a young person, that caught my attention a lot. That's a very admirable quality in him. And I think that we should all strive, regardless of our age, to be like Daniel. And with that, I also have 2 Timothy 2:5. And it says, "An athlete is not crowned unless he competes according to the rules." It ties into that last verse because, it refers to being disqualified. We cannot get that prize unless we follow the rules. When you think about someone in the world running an actual race or being in a competition, whether it's whatever sport, if they don't follow the rules right, if they take steroids or they sit and they get flagged for whatever, like we think about those things, and that they get flagged, they're not allowed to play. If they already played and it comes out later that they took something or they had some sort of enhancement done, they did whatever, right? They get disqualified. In that same way, the Bible reminds us of this. And to tie it with the original verse, right, in Romans, if we are more than conquerors, that means that we are able to overcome whatever sin may come our way. I think that's something that as Christians we have to learn. The more in the Bible we are and the less time we spent on other things, the more likely we are to overcome sins that maybe had a hold on us for a long time. And I think it's so important to just focus, lock in on God, especially in this day and age, and not worry about other things. Like, yes, do your responsibilities, like I said in the last episode, but also lock in with God. Don't neglect him. Don't put it to the side, because a lot of times we have self-inflicted stress. We have self-inflicted sins. We are the root of it. And if we're meant to be more than conquerors, we can't be the root of our own problem. Like, we have to rise up and say, nah, man, like, this can't hold me back anymore. I need to get up, and I need to cut ties with that. So lastly, I did find, like I said, another verse that said about conquering, but it was kind of crazy. It was about the white horse in Revelation, and I was like, I don't think that really has to do with the meaning of this episode. In Revelation, I also found this, and it comes from that same root of conqueror. The Bible verse is Revelation 21:7, and it says, "He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son." Obviously, this is God talking. I love that right here it says it. It says, "He that overcometh shall inherit all things." This ties into the other verses. This ties into being a conqueror. This really just ties everything in together. Just a great reminder that you can inherit all things because he is your God and he calls you his child. Just to end things off, this is a reminder to you. You are more than a conqueror, and whatever God called you to do, and even to leave behind, you can do it because he says you are his child, and he says that you are more than a conqueror. So I just want to inspire y'all today to keep going and keep running your race. And remember, you are more than a conqueror. And I'll catch y'all on the next one.